Hello and thank you for joining us tonight on the Capitol Report on NTD television. President Biden kicks off his first trip to Asia today, visiting South Korea. But in the background, looming large are China and North Korea. NTD's Iris Tao has more.
So much of the future of the world is going to be written here in the Indo-Pacific.
Opening his first trip to Asia as president, Biden on Friday visited South Korea, vowing to strengthen ties between the two democracies.
The alliance between the Republic of Korea and the United States of America is a linchpin of peace, stability, and prosperity.
Touring a Samsung factory, Biden cheered the Korean company's plan to build a $17 billion semiconductor plant in Texas. He also urged Congress to pass legislation aimed at boosting U.S. chip production and countering China's tech rise. But as the countries tout economic and security ties, America's adversaries in the Indo-Pacific are on the move. The White House predicts North Korea will conduct another missile, if not a nuclear test, while Biden is in the region.
There is a real risk of some kind of provocation while we're in the region.
And China announced the launch of military exercises in the South China Sea just before Biden touched down in South Korea. Beijing also warned the U.S. and others against forming alliances to counter China and speaking out on the independence of Taiwan, which China claims as its own. But former National Security Advisor Michael Green said U.S. allies in Asia are now more united as the Ukraine crisis has awakened them to threats posed by authoritarian regimes.
For the first time, really, in the post-war era, our allies in Europe and our allies in Asia are coming together and recognizing that we all have something at stake in a global challenge to democracies from authoritarian states.
After visiting South Korea, Biden will travel to Tokyo on Sunday to hold talks with leaders of the Quad, an Indo-Pacific strategic alliance that includes Australia, India, and Japan. Green said while the Quad is not a security treaty like NATO,
it's a helpful reminder that if China pushes us all too far, it could go in that direction. And that's something that Canberra, Delhi, Tokyo, and Washington all think they need right now.
And Biden is expected to sign legislation providing $40 billion in additional aid to Ukraine while traveling in Asia. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Iris Tao, NTD News.
Today, Trump's lawsuit against Hillary Clinton got a boost. A single testimony today revealed that Hillary Clinton approved the plan to give allegations against Donald Trump to the media ahead of the 2016 election. Clinton's campaign manager Robbie Mook today testifying in federal court said, "We told her we have this and we want to share it with a reporter. She agreed to that." The allegations appear to show a secret back channel between Trump's business and Russia's Alpha Bank. Former FBI lawyer James Baker yesterday testified that the Bureau investigated the allegations and found that, quote, there was nothing there. Baker said he would have acted differently if he knew Hillary Clinton was behind the claims. In addition to those soaring gas prices, we're also seeing skyrocketing natural gas prices. This is causing Americans, especially in warm southern states, to pay more for electricity. To break down the reason behind these price hikes and what we can expect to see in the coming months, we're happy to bring on the president of Whaley Energy Consulting, Don Whaley. Don Whaley, thank you so much for joining us again on the Capitol Report.
It's great to be here. Thanks.
So, Don, we're seeing gas prices go up every day. Lately, we're seeing $5 as the national average. Some anticipate it could get up to $6 a gallon. What do you think about this? Do you think we've reached the peak? How high do you anticipate these prices to go?
That's a question for which I'd need a much clearer crystal ball. I don't know that we've necessarily seen the top, unfortunately. We spoke about, in past conversations, we've talked about the Biden administration release of the Strategic Oil Reserve, which is a drop in the bucket. And it's had no impact as I kind of expected at the time. But there's no immediate fix because a lot of production that could have come on has been repressed or suppressed, and pipelines that could have brought in additional supplies have been canceled. And so we are where we are. It's a supply-demand crunch, and we're just going to have to live through it.
And in addition to those gas prices, we also, I mean, specifically in your state, you say you're seeing an increase in consumer electricity prices. Now, you're in the electricity business. I want to get your response to the recent report that we could see blackouts this summer due to extreme weather and drought, especially in states like Texas. Is this something you're concerned about, Don?
I don't know that blackouts are necessarily in the cards in Texas. I think high prices certainly are. After the winter storm of 2021 in Texas, blackouts are always in the headlines and they're always in conversation. But I think the larger issue is going to be, again, pricing. Electricity in Texas ties to natural gas. Natural gas prices are at not historic levels, but they're the highest we've seen in decades, or in a decade or two. And they haven't shown any real signs of relenting. And when natural gas prices go up, electricity prices go up in Texas. We've seen natural gas go up 165% in the last 12 months, and electricity in Texas has doubled since the start of the year. And so people are scrambling for suppliers and prices they can afford to pay. But
so what is the real issue here? I know you mentioned it has to do with natural gas there. What's driving these higher prices that we're seeing in the electricity?
Well, prior to the fracking boom and the boom in natural gas production in the U.S., natural gas was largely a domestic product. We imported liquefied natural gas to supplement our domestic supply. Since the uptick in production, we've turned those plants around. We're now exporting LNG to the world. And so it's become much more of a globalized commodity. And with the issues in Ukraine, with the Russian gas supply being cut off or diminished into Europe, the demand for LNG in those countries and in Asia has gone up dramatically. And again, the current administration's assault on oil and gas has pushed production of natural gas down. Now, the industry's starting to respond. We're starting to see productivity come back up. We're at about 95 billion cubic feet of gas a day. But unfortunately, we're lagging behind where we need to be for storage for the winter, which will have a profound impact on the Northeast if we don't catch up. Because as you know, natural gas is a primary source of heating fuel for the Northeast during the wintertime.
So that leads me to my next question. You're saying that the Northeast could even be impacted. You're based in Texas, so this is what you're speaking to right now, the consumer electricity prices there in Texas. So from what I'm hearing from you, it sounds like that you do expect to see a price increase in the northeastern area if you all aren't able to get back to the production levels that you were at before. Is that correct?
No, that's absolutely correct. As I said, I mentioned storage. We store natural gas in ground through the course of the summer into the early fall, and that gives us additional deliverability for the wintertime when demand spikes for heating in the Northeast. And right now, we're behind where we were last year, but more importantly, we're about 350 billion cubic feet behind where the 5-year average. And we need to catch up, because if we're lagging behind, then prices are going to stay up, and prices at the home for heating in the Northeast this winter are going to be profound. So I think that this is a supply-demand crunch, and if the load side starts to drop off, if people use less electricity, if they use less gasoline, then that supply-demand push, which has been driving it up, will start to reverse itself. But it's going to take some, I think, consumer discipline and behavioral changes, because we're a ways. These are not things that you can turn in a dime from the supply side. You can affect the load side pretty quickly if you get the message out that the best way to drive prices down is just use less.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Don, for joining us today. Great to have you.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.
Weeks after that Supreme Court draft opinion leaked, the debate on abortion is getting heated. Vice President Kamala Harris on Thursday condemned Oklahoma's new abortion bill. Oklahoma lawmakers just approved the nation's most comprehensive abortion ban. It bans abortions from the moment of fertilization. Republican Governor Kevin Stitt is expected to sign it. The bill makes exceptions for medical emergencies or if the pregnancy was a result of rape or incest.
It's outrageous, and it's just the latest in a series of extreme laws around the country.
Harris was speaking with abortion providers, saying they are, quote, on the front lines of this war on women's rights. The virtual meeting came weeks after the leak of the Supreme Court draft opinion. That draft ruling indicates that the nation's highest court is expected to overturn Roe v. Wade. Justices will issue their final ruling in the next 6 weeks. But some Republican states are already laying the groundwork to ban abortion. Now, few options are left for the Biden administration, and on top of this, a pro-abortion bill failed last week in the Senate. Thank you for watching the Capitol Report. If you want to see our full broadcast, check it out at epochtv.com.